All right, welcome back to In Full Context. And today is an overreaction day once again, just because Jessica Soho has finished her interviews. And there's a lot that we can react to. And we will be doing this for almost all of the available videos that they have per issue. So katulad ng sinabi namin, ang pag-uusapan natin mostly kung ano ba yung plataforma nila, plano, and iba't ibang stance pagdating sa iba't ibang issue. And that's what we'll do today. And for our first overreaction video for the Jessica Soho presidential interviews, we will take a look at their video talking about the top three priorities of the candidates. So we will be taking a look at that video. We will react, and you'll know our thoughts. Before we start, Marlon, do you have anything to say about this?
Yeah, I just want to say the whole video, the presidential interview, is almost about 3 hours, although there
Yes.
were ads on it, so we really can't realistically cover the whole thing. So we're gonna do it in bits. Also, this highlights my importante to go over the key points that are being shared, and also, syempre, we need to separate the noise and in the discussion. Kailangan talaga nating mahimay itong mga issue na 'to. So, looking forward to it. There's so many videos and masyadong ma-action, bakbakan yung discussion. So, let's start.
Yes. All right. So let's go ahead and watch the video. Again, this is courtesy of GMA News YouTube channel. And let's go there.
Okay.
Build, build,
What's your
build.
take?
So, first and foremost, just to set proper expectations, hindi naman natin expect na makapag elaborate sila doon kasi Jessica is only asking about his top three priorities and sinabi niya, di ba? Buhay, trabaho, at saka ano yung last niya?
Kabuhayan? Is that
I forgot already. No, my thoughts about it is it's as expected. Yun yung in-expect nating maging sagot ng mga politicians na to. I just found it weird na yung sa build, 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 itatuloy natin yung build, build, build kasi nabayaran na yan ng tax ng tao.
taxpayers?
In a way, it's correct. Although loans siya na will be continuously paid. But it's weird kasi the allocation for build, build, build is just for infrastructure, mainly for transportation. So bridges, mga airports, seaports, mga kalsada and whatnot. So I'm not entirely sure how he will connect his plan to
No, the way I read
create.
it, the way that I think he said it was, although yung build nila was good and it will continue yung mga projects na he will have his own build, but his
Yes.
priority would be, yun nga, hospitals, schools, and whatnot. So
Yeah,
he will
medyo
call it build also, pero other
na-weirdoan lang ako
priorities.
kasi it's not really that what he plans to do is already paid for. Kasi parang yun yung naging framing nun.
Mm.
Although again, I don't blame him kasi this is like a fast shot question. Maybe he misspoke or something. Kasi yun yung dating kasi sa akin na parang sinasabi mo na nabayaran na to kaya gagawa tayo ng magandang mga ospital, ng mga eskwelahan and whatnot. But anyway, I don't doubt that's a good thing daw na makapagtayo tayo ng mas madaming ospital, eskwelahan. It's just that I found it weird. Pero
Ang,
it's not
ang weird
it's
sa
not a
akin sa
big ano
sinabi
lang.
niya is putting up schools, hospitals, and whatnot will generate more jobs. I mean, it will
Mhm.
temporarily, the construction jobs, right? Yung sa hospitals and schools long term, maybe requiring more teachers and all that, right?
Yes.
But kasi what I think of it is beyond building the infrastructure, if you create more public hospitals, public schools, that comes with long-term commitments of
Mhm.
funds to have doctors, teachers, and whatever in those. 'Di ba? Kaya nga, even in the Build project, a lot of these are partnered with private entities
Yes.
because they will be the one manning, like long after yung maintenance ng skyway, yung kung ano-anong
Mhm.
build infrastructure. So again, there's no elaboration on how they intend to do that. It sounds good in theory. We definitely need more schools.
Yes.
Even before pandemic, sobrang dami nating classrooms na 50 ang
Siksikan.
mahigit ang tao, and then there are so many areas in the Philippines na it takes hours for students to actually get to, and then public hospitals are the same, 'di ba? I think those are all overall manifestations of the level of quality of life and the poverty level in the Philippines in general.
Yes.
So building infrastructure is technically easy, right?
It's
But
maintaining and
addressing the underlying cause, bakit ba yung mga LGU or yung mga probinsya wala silang more public hospitals and ano na accessible, it's about income, it's about budget, and a lot of it also can be corruption. But 'di
yes.
ba, it's so easy to speak about these things that I will do it, but there's so much more into actually putting up just the building. Like building it is just
That's true.
really
That's
the
true.
easiest
That's
thing
the
to do.
step. That's the
Oo.
first step.
Kasi
There's a
dito
lot
magaling si
more.
Yorme, eh. Kumbaga parang, meron akong ospital ng ganito, nag-build ako ng arena na ganyan,
Mhm.
nag-ano ako ng condominium and what. Kasi ano 'to, eh, physical things na madaling makita. But
Yes.
obviously, like what we covered before, yung argument nung 'pag binigyan mo ba ng bahay yung isang tao, does that automatically make them like higher in terms of poverty line? That's it. Kumbaga mas
Mhm.
maganda lang yung bahay niya, pero yung source of income, yung way of
Still
living
exactly the same.
is all the same. And although yes, it definitely helps with dignity, like yung hindi ka nakakatira sa kalsada or what,
Mm.
meron ka ng sariling bahay. It definitely helps the morale and all that. But again, yung underlying issue, yung sustainability is hard. So I think we just have to be really careful in any candidate saying, I will do this, I will do this, I will do that. Literally the manifestation of what they said they would do is the easiest. Pero
Mhm.
not knowing why we don't have them to begin with is way, way more complicated.
Yeah. And again, just for for clarity lang, we're not saying na it's not good to do those things. It's just that it's also more important to go in depth in these issues. And yun nga yung ginagawa natin para mas maintindihan natin ano ba dapat yung kailangan nating hanapin sa mga politiko bukod dun sa mga face value na promises na binibigay nila. Sanay na tayo dyan. Let's be more, how would I say this? More critical of what they're saying. Anyway, let's continue. It's Pacquiao's turn. Ekonomiya at trabaho, medyo connected naman, so maybe you can count it as one.
Edukasyon, libreng edukasyon,
Edukasyon,
libreng bahay.
pabahay, ekonomiya, trabaho.
Yan. Ano ba? Ilan ba yun? So anyway, sige.
Yeah, sige, for the benefit of the doubt, i-count natin yung trabaho at ekonomiya as one. Kasi technically, if you have a good economy, most likely, jobs will follow. Sige, tayo na yung nagsalita for Pacquiao.
Okay.
So the second point niya is libreng
Bahay.
edukasyon.
Sige. Edukasyon
Doon
yan.
muna tayo. Medyo mas mahaba yung sa pabahay. Libreng edukasyon, this is something that has been a problem for the Philippines for a very long time, and there's a big reason for that kasi nga yung public education system natin, hindi naman natin sinasabi na hindi magagaling yung guro, but they are overloaded. Masyadong madaming estudyante, yung ratio from student to teacher is not a healthy one. Kulang tayo ng schools, kulang tayo ng teachers, basically kulang ng funding. Although, if I'm not mistaken, DepEd is actually one of the biggest funded departments of the government. So
Yeah.
we need to find basically the root cause. Bakit ba nagkakaganon? Bakit nagkakaroon ng paghihirap pagdating sa edukasyon? Bakit ba nahihirapan tayo na magpatayo ng mga bagong schools and to maintain an adequate number of teachers so that our students can learn? So yun, hindi siya basta gawin nating libre. Kasi yung gawing libre is not just not collecting tuition fees. Hindi lang kasi yun eh.
I would
Diba?
even argue it's pretty much libre now. I don't know of any public school that actually charges anyone to get enrolled. Wala naman talaga yan bayad.
Yeah,
There
kasi
might be in sa university level, but also public universities in state use are already free. Diba?
yes.
So, hindi ko, kasi matagal ng banner ng mga is libreng edukasyon. More on accessibility of education. So libre yung
Yes.
edukasyon, pero yung lugar is napakalayo, or maybe even quality of education is a problem. I agree. I think most people here would hear about employment and economy. I think those are priorities. Everything follows. Pero yung dating sa education na yan, aside from the quality itself, another thing you think about is yung quality niya is being hampered by what, 'di ba? Kasi
Mhm.
ang nagiging problema natin is we are overpopulated, 'di ba?
Yes.
We wala tayong, tawag dito, family planning, walang lalo na in impoverished places, dun pa yung maraming anak na hindi ma-afford magpadala ng school. So, napapahinto ng pag-aaral. Kahit libre yung pag-aaral, 'di ba, hindi ma-support yun ng family kasi there's too many of them, 'di
Yes.
ba? Yung hindi ma-afford ng mga tao na padala sila dun, ihatid sundo or kung ano yung pena. So, I think aside from putting up more schools, you also have to minimize, you have to have some plan to control yung population.
Yes.
Some sort of reduction methods. That's why last issue, remember si Alma Moreno na naman, my favorite example.
Paborito mong
One of
kandidato.
the biggest issues back then in 2016 was yung RH reproductive bill, right? Yung basically it's about education, family planning, reproductive health. What's the status of that now, 6 years later, 'di ba? Anong nangyari dun?
Um, so it was passed into law, but if I'm not mistaken, it currently has a temporary restraining order. If I'm not mistaken, pinos yung implementation niya due to backlash from number one, syempre, from
Church.
the church, a
Yan.
specific church. Kasi there are a lot of other religious organizations that have approved
Mhm.
RH bill and backed it. And yun nga, I agree with you kasi the more people don't know about reproductive health, hindi naman kasi, I know this is a tangent, but I would like to say it as well because I don't know when we will be able to say it again. A lot of people kasi, when they mention reproductive health law, they are thinking, ang image kagad sa utak nila is someone teaching their children how to have sex. No? That's the common misconception, eh. But the reality of it is, if you take a look at what the plan is, how they're planning to implement it, it's going to be more on education. Number one, hygiene, paano dapat ba alagaan ang sarili. Number two, sa mga diseases, ano ba, how does your reproductive system work? Ano ba yung safe at unsafe na mga pwede mong gawin? And just like taking what my father told me when we were talking about this when I was a teenager, ang mga kabataan naman kasi, regardless of what we do, how good of a parent you are, hindi mo kasi masasabi, hindi mo siya mapipigilan. And if they do that, it's better that they do it safe. That's my stance on it.
Yeah.
And it's important that, kasi ang problema kasi doon, if they don't learn it properly from someone with authority, from someone with a good curriculum of reproductive health, they will learn it somewhere else. And guess what? They will guess where they
You
will
know
learn
what?
that.
I would
Di
even
ba?
argue even the people from the farthest places who has no access to the internet or whatsoever, they would just automatically learn how to reproduce. Hindi
Yes.
instinct yan eh. Kumbaga, there's nothing you can do. That's what we're made to do is to reproduce. Yung virus kaya nga napakabilis kumalat. All they're doing is for survival.
Reproduce, yeah.
We're just a higher level of that in terms of biological structure. Pero the idea is it will happen. Ang point kasi is if we don't address the reason why we need so many schools, why so many people can't go to public schools and even libre na yung access niyan, it's really only solving half of the problem. Ang
Mhm.
mangyayari niyan is you have to build so much schools just to catch up, para
Yes.
ma-accommodate yung ano, and then even so what you will be left with is parang yung lacking quality kasi lagi yan meron ka laging oversupply ng
Tao.
ng tao, and then that's bad considering you have very low employment rate, right? Considering you don't have an economy to support this many people. I think alongside everything else that people are doing in the government, and by the way, governments can do two things at once and many other things at
Yes.
once.
Puwede
Pwede
nilang
nilang gawin yan.
magsabay-sabay. Puwede mag-multitask.
Aside from that, I think masyadong mababaw yung pre-education, pre-whatever. Kasi
Yes.
something free doesn't automatically equate to jobs. something free doesn't automatically equate to access, 'di ba? Kailangan intindihin ng mga kandidato na it's beyond that. Now, in terms of economy, I totally agree with economy being the focus, pero again, there's no elaboration what aspect. Ano ba talaga yung nagpipigil sa atin to become one of the economic powers in the world? We have so many episodes in our podcast talking about, the agricultural sector, the internet, the BPO space. So kumbaga saan ba tayo magaling sa IT sector? Alin ba yung mga potential ng Pilipinas na hindi na na-take
Na-explore.
advantage ng gobyerno na to support, 'di ba? That's where we need to, have change of mindset na 'wag tayong masyadong okay, hanggang ngayon, since when I was young, ang priority pa rin is to get out of the country. Hanggang ngayon, 30 plus years from
Yes.
now, from 30 years ago, ang dami pa ding lalo na sa probinsya, ang mindset is paano sila mag-ibang bansa, and that to me speaks a lot about how government has handled the situation in terms of the economy or economics in the country, considering how other Southeast Asian nations are doing. Ba medyo naiwan tayo in a lot of respects. Mga Pinoy natin nandun pa din, seaman pa rin, construction worker pa rin sa Abu Dhabi. Hindi na sa Saudi, sa UAE na. Nalipat lang ng lugar. Parang nurses pa din, ang dami pa rin nating which kumbaga wala, we need somebody to rethink the aspect of economy. We all agree, everybody will probably say it. Lahat ng kandidato magsasabi about economy, but the way you approach it is what differentiates them from the other. So kung ikaw, botante
Yes.
ka, namimili ka, pag sinabing priority economy, that's not enough. You should know,
Mhm.
ask, ano ba yung gustong gawin nito ni kandidato sa ekonomiya? Anong anggulo ba ng ekonomiya sa tingin mo makakatulong? Yun, and Pacquiao naman yun, eh. So, alam mo na, pabahay
Yeah.
is flagship niya. So, given na yun, we've
We
had so
have
many
a
issues.
full
Oo.
episode talking about Pacquiao's economic plans. You can check it out on our Spotify and
Mm.
Apple Podcast accounts. So we'll leave it at that. Let's go to the next one, which is Bing Lacson.
Oops,
Okay.
ayan.
Mamaya
Okay,
na
si
sila yan.
Lacson. So, medyo iba yung approach
Mhm.
ni Sir, 'di ba? So, we also have an episode of Panfilo Lacson where we went over his economic plans in detail. So, that's in our podcast. But just wanted to highlight here, um, in terms of the appropriation of budget, it's basically saying decentralization of the power, right? So instead of Metro
Mhm.
Manila, go outside. We totally agree with that. We support with that. That solves
Yes.
traffic. That solves a lot of problem. I would even argue remove the tawag dito, provincial rate. Um,
Mhm.
of course, hindi lang naman 'yan mangyayari basta-basta if you say na bigyan mo ng budget yung whatever. I think that's a start. So 'pag binigyan mo ng budget ang Central Luzon, Central Visayas, Mindanao, they can build infrastructure, they can build facilities, they can put up digital infrastructure, and
Infrastructure,
then that
yeah.
would make them attractive to tawag dito, the
Businesses,
businesses,
investors. Yeah.
investors. So imagine more BPOs in provinces, imagine more
Mhm.
tawag dito, say semicons or whatever manufacturing in other provinces. Dun talaga magge-generate ng work, and then it will decongest Manila. So we like that. The aspect of misappropriation or underutilization of budget, that puts into question, laging sinasabing walang budget sa mga ganito, kulang
Yes.
na kulang ang budget sa ganyan, kulang na kulang ang budget. We know the fact na nako-corrupt yun, majority. But the fact na meron palang hindi ginagamit na budget, 'di ba? And still people are saying misused yun. Saan napupunta yung mga hindi nagagamit na budget? 'Di ba? Saan yun? Nakukuha ba yun ng DBM?
I know, I forgot what year it is na nabanggit nila na merong surplus budget ng Philippines. Maybe that's one of it. But again, I'm not entirely sure where that money goes. And that, I think, another problem that highlights is, ibig sabihin, yung appropriation natin ng budget is in a bit wrong. For example, let's
Inflated,
assume
oo.
na, yeah, let's assume na walang corruption. Perfect world. Uh, ibig sabihin nun, you're giving more money to a sector that is not using all of the money which means na meron tayong budget to reallocate it to other sectors that need it more. So for example, if the education sector or the health sector needs it more, why not put it there if we have 300 plus billion yearly that is not being
I
used?
think
And
I think it's tied to the digitalization of government process. Because one reason that it might not be spent is because of the red tape. Yung kumbaga sobrang
yes,
tagal, sobrang haba ng proseso for
yeah,
you
we
to
talked about
actually
that budget sa
leverage.
build, 'di ba? Na
Oo.
masyado mahaba yung proseso. It's bound to have a budget na hindi pa na-utilize.
And even in the pandemic, you've heard so many instances na yung inallocate na budget for, say, bayanihan,
Mhm.
parang weeks na lang magkano pa yung natitira. So, it's a
Yes.
matter of kumbaga, pinlano niyo yung budget, ganito, medyo overinflated or it's just not really going to where it's needed. Maybe that's even the question, 'di ba? Parang para sa kanila, what's hindering them from
Mhm.
leveraging the budget? Kung may budget, hindi mo ginamit, obviously you cannot expect the outcome. Kumbaga walang magbabago sa regular na mamamayan, hindi nila mararamdaman 'yun kung hindi nagamit yung budget. Not to mention yung mga nakarating na corrupt, 'di ba? So, ang
Yes.
daming ano talaga. So, I
Ang
think
daming
that's
points
oo. So, the process of the government digitalization, whether that's internal government processes or
or external.
public-facing processes, is always good. We've talked about it
Mhm.
also na it doesn't make sense in this day and age na lahat ng proseso, pupunta ka pa
Nakapapel.
sa government office, pipila ka pa doon ng pakahaba-haba, magpapa-xerox kayo ng napakaraming papel na babayaran mo na magkano. Tapos yung Xerox machine binili naman nung agency na binayaran ng tax mo na ang
Ta's babayad
nagse-xerox
ka din.
sa'yo, eh, binabayaran mo ng tax mo, pero magbabayad ka ng ₱3 para sa pag-xerox nung papel, 'di ba? Parang it doesn't make sense na gano'ng klaseng level ng, um, tawag dito, bureaucracy that we have to deal with, in terms of the government. So, definitely a lot of room and I think it's hindi niya binanggit dito ang economy, very interesting. Hindi niya binanggit
Mhm.
yung ibang bagay. I think the angle here is, start there, 'di ba? And I think kasi one reason also why businessmen or investors don't go to a country is because of their perceived level of corruption. So,
Yes.
kapag legit yung businesses, obviously they don't like places where there's high level of corruption. Siyempre, pero 'pag hindi legit yung business, gusto nila dun sa maraming level of corruption. So, magkaiba yun. Pero at this point, I think it's a little bit different approach as we know, Ofan Pilolacson, again, of all the candidates that we reviewed, 'di ba?
Mhm.
He is, I think if we rank, at least based on economic plans, he's the first
Yes.
sa level nung mga plano na nailatag at least in that particular forum that we have reviewed. So
Yeah.
high scoring in terms of plans so far with Lacson.
Yeah, and we highly recommend that you listen to that episode and to the other candidates episode as well. You can only skip one episode, yung episode about kay Bongo kasi it's no longer relevant.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So my
So,
take first with Lenny, both sa education and then sa health aspect that she talked about. I agree, those are critically important. But
mhm.
also, it's a little bit naive to say na parang na-expose lang siya during the pandemic, 'di ba? There's so
It's
many of these problems way, way before. In the same manner na sinabi niya dun sa education, 'di ba?
mhm.
If she recognized that we are in an education crisis before the pandemic, 'di ba? I commend that because that's true.
Yes.
Alam naman natin na it's either a mismatch of what we teach people and then the employment out there, sobrang layo ng kailangan sa tinuturo, and then the access and the quality, we talked about it earlier. So, we agree there's a big problem when it comes to education system. Ako mismo, I personally have experience, 'di ba? More and more as we interview applicants getting into the companies that we work
Mhm.
for, kahit graduate sila, yung quality yung in terms of communication skills and then their ability, talagang you can clearly feel the decline of quality of
Quality.
education.
Yes.
ng mga applicants natin bumababa even though they're, tawag dito, graduates of even bawa, English teacher or English
Yes.
major, pero 'pag in-interview mo sila sa call center parang hindi sila dapat pumasa. Yun yung parang feeling mo na na sitwasyon, and I agree with that. And so, in the same manner, unfortunate lang to say na maybe ina-anchor niya lang sa pandemic kasi that's
Mhm.
what's relevant now.
That's the yeah.
Pero to say na yung education and yung health, crisis needs to be focused on yung hanap buhay dahil lang sa pandemic. Kasi there's so many misplaced people na walang trabaho before pandemic. It was more because more businesses closed, yes, that's true after the pandemic. Pero these are problems way before. So to say
Mhm.
na na-highlight lang, to say na unahin yun dahil sa pandemic is slightly wrong, but I think maybe she's just anchoring it kasi yun nga yung
Yeah.
relevant. But, you know, I think what she said was logically correct. I just don't see how strategically or different how she plans to attack them. Kasi kung gano'n lang yung mindset niya. So, pagka nag-declare ka ng education crisis, what comes
Mhm.
after? Ano yung gagawin
Yes.
natin dapat? Ano yung susunod natin na action? So, again, in benefit of the doubt kasi walang elaboration involved here, just highlight it. I am curious to think what entails or what comes after declaring something as a crisis. What's the actual plan to solve them? 'Di ba?
I agree.
Yun yung mas gusto ko marinig na
Yeah.
kumbaga nothing
Again,
normal, nothing unusual, nothing special, pero I'm interested to hear more.
yeah. And so far, and that's the last one because someone is absent. Uh,
NCNS, no?
but yeah, that's it for the top three priorities. I would say na I kind of like how Laxon's top three priorities are very targeted and you know as usual he came out on top. I would say for me. And the problem naman kasi talaga is again, there's no room for elaboration for this specific question in the interview. I hoped that there was going to be more, but there are a lot more videos about this interview of specific
Yeah.
issues that they tackled and asked the candidates about. And of course, we'll explore all of those next time. Before we
I
end, Marlon, do you have
yeah.
anything
Just
else?
wanna highlight too na we have a podcast episode coming up,
Yes.
exploring the whole, Jessica Soho presidential interview, the format, what's our take on BBM being out, what's
Mhm.
our overall assessment of the amount of time spent on certain topics, why Jessica should have focused on this versus the other, and all that other aspects. So for this series of videos, we're simply going to review the video as published by GMA7, again, courtesy of GMA. We're just going to react exactly on the contents of the video, nothing more, nothing less. So expect more of these depending on what kind of subject we're interviewing. We're not covering beyond what's shown in the video just for the sake
Yes.
of simplicity para hindi ma-mixed up yung mga reactions. So that's it. Thank you all for tuning in, and again, see you next time.
Yep. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever podcast platform that you use. We're most likely there as well. So again, thank you
Mhm.
guys and see you all next time. Bye bye.